So, what do you know about Northwest Arkansas? Well, maybe not much. What I know is that somewhere in Northwest Arkansas is the headquarter for Walmart. And also, something I've learned is that Northwest Arkansas, it's the mountain bike capital of the world. And my friend Denise is going to tell us all about this. I'm so happy I get to talk with you today. How are you, Denise?
I'm doing great here in Northwest Arkansas. We're going to have a record-breaking heat day today. Yay. It's
Okay.
going to get
Are
up
you
to
really?
92. Yeah, we really are.
In May?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to beat the old
Well,
record by 6 degrees. It's hot outside.
well, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you, but maybe people aren't mountain biking today. But it's funny because I looked up that fact and I said, "Oh wow, we're going to have to talk about this." If you'll just tell us who you are, tell us a bit
Hmm.
about your real estate journey, and then, tell us about yourself, your family, and all
Okay.
that.
Okay. Well, my name is Denise Hanley, and I'm part of the Keller Williams Market Pro Realty umbrella. And we have just surpassed 350 agents in our area. Yeah, and we sold over $1 billion last year. And
Wow.
I know. So we're the number one agency in Northwest Arkansas and all of Arkansas, technically. So we have a wonderful market center. Well, we have several branch offices, and we go from Oklahoma to Eureka Springs, which doesn't mean anything to y'all, maybe, and down to
Right.
Fayetteville and, up to Missouri. That's where we are kind of. I'm 2 miles
Okay.
away from Missouri. Okay. That's how Northwest Arkansas is. Yeah.
Oh, you're only 2 miles. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
two
Okay.
miles from to Missouri. Yeah. And some houses are point 1 mile from Missouri. It's just, you just go down the street and you're in Missouri. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what
Yeah.
about your real estate journey? How
Well,
did you get
my
into
real
real
estate
estate?
journey, I'm only coming up onto my third year in
Ooh.
August. And I entered real estate when I retired. And I don't do nothing well. And I
Right.
spent my career prior to that was in in biotech operations management and construction and human resources. And then I was at MD Anderson for 14 years doing facilities and maintenance and project management and corporate events. So
Oh,
when
wow.
I moved up here, I just stuck with property management. And I actually I was the on site manager for one of the big new attractions at that time, called 8th Street Market in Bentonville. And we had 17 different restaurants and businesses all in one space. And so it was a whole lot of fun. And then I crazily went back to just doing property management, different sites and stuff around Northwest Arkansas. But then I got laid off. And that was okay
Mm-hmm.
because you always know there's a window opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
while I was looking for a job, I thought, I should get my real estate license. That's all I've, kind of been working on. And so I did. And as I interviewed agencies, I picked Keller Williams because I walked into that place and saw God, family, business. And I went, I believe this will work for me. And
Yeah.
everyone was just really fun and nice and helpful, which I think is refreshing in the real estate industry. Yeah.
Oh, yes. I
So,
had no idea you did property management. I did as well. And boy, that's something else, property management, that we can talk about that another time. But
yeah, it's like when I got laid off from that, I went,
oh,
thank you.
thank you, Lord.
Thank you. I can go do something fun now and what people
Right.
like.
Right. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. That is
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about your family? Do you have family in the area or?
I moved to Northwest Arkansas from Houston because my older brother and his wife and my older sister and her husband had moved here um, from Hawaii and from
Oh,
Houston to retire up here. And when I got laid off down in Houston, I came up and went, hmm, this is so much prettier, as you can see. That's about 3 miles from my house,
Okay.
not even 3 miles from my house. And the waterfall, it's at Tanyard Creek. And we were sitting out on my brother's boat having happy hour on a Thursday afternoon, and there's a bald eagle, flying over, and we're passing $1 million homes, and I'm going, why would I go back to Houston when I can live here? I can get a job here too. So that's how I got to Northwest Arkansas. And when I told my mother I was moving from Houston up here, she was still in Houston, and she goes, "Oh, honey, I'm not ready to move yet." And I said, "Well, Mom, you know where I'll be." She's 95. She'll be 96 in a few weeks. So
Oh,
we moved Mom up, and she is in a apartment community, you know, and so it's now everybody's up here, and a couple nieces and nephews have bought houses here, and so we just all transplanted and came to. It's just gorgeous up here. It's a really good place to live.
I cannot even imagine going from Houston, which is so busy, like I can't even imagine sorry, to me that is so stressful living somewhere where there's so much traffic and I hear about it all the time and
Mhm.
how it's changed over the years where the traffic is just insane. Somewhere
Yes.
so huge to like a smaller area. How did that make you feel? Did you love that?
Oh, it's so refreshing. It is because everybody, you could even almost say that it's kind of like island time because people can relate to what island time is. Everybody here is sports oriented, recreational, family, church, great food, and everyone's just friendly. And everyone here usually they come here because they love it. Some people are transferred supposedly, by Walmart, etc. But they find out they love it and they just stay. So,
So I was wondering, and because we all know that Walmart is in Bentonville, I guess the headquarters, which is part of Northwest Arkansas. But what other industries, I'm curious now, bring
mhm.
people to your area besides Walmart, you know?
Well, Walmart World Headquarters, we're talking World
World.
Headquarters is here, and they just are opening up their new campus, which is 6 city blocks. Six
Oh,
city blocks, yeah. And it's just all spread out as a campus. Have you ever seen the Google campus out in California with buildings and da da da?
I've
They've
seen
got
pictures.
bike
Yeah.
paths. They have bike paths there at Walmart and all that kind of stuff. So, in addition to Walmart, every company that sells a product there has to have an office here.
Oh,
So, like Procter and Gamble and Johnson and Johnson and Hershey's and Clorox and just walk through a Walmart and see any brand name that you see there, and they've got people on site. They have to have an office and a person. Some of them have big offices. If they do, a lot of different product lines and stuff. So
wow.
that brings in a whole lot more people. But JB Hunt is a trucking company and
Hmm.
transportation. And so their headquarters is here. And it was started by the Hunt family. And they're in Springdale, which is about 10 miles south. And they employ, my guess is going to be 12,000 people, maybe, probably like that.
Okay.
And then Tyson Foods headquarters is here.
Oh.
So this is where all the chicken nuggets come from. Yeah. So whether you go to Chick-fil-A or McDonald's, it's Tyson's chicken.
Yeah,
So
wow. So it
yeah.
brings people from all over, like manufacturing, all sorts of,
Mhm.
you know, so
And so
many
the
different.
diversity of cultures and socioeconomic levels is just, it goes from one end to the other. And everybody, just loves living here. Everybody gets along. I think, yeah. I mean, as far as crime goes or anything like that, yeah, yeah.
They're
I
they're too busy mountain biking.
that
They're
and
too
that's
busy.
true, and we're going to get to that. Because in
Tell
addition
us.
to just mountain biking, we have what's called okay, we go from Bella Vista, my town, down to Fayetteville, which
Mhm.
is the University of Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody's Razorbacks, and I don't woo pig suey. I don't know how. Um, I don't know how, and I'm okay not learning. But from Bella Vista to Fayetteville, there's a 40-mile greenway, which is paved bicycle trail and running trail, where you can get on it here in my town and walk, run, ride your bicycle all the way to Fayetteville. So 40 miles.
Wow.
So twice a year they have, it's called the Square to Square bike ride, and they're all fundraisers for different things. And so, oh, there could be 1,000 people doing that. So that's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Now, that's how you can be on pavement and just ride a bike. But mountain biking is a totally different animal. And I've got some pictures of things to show you because they have, well, just in my town, we have 200 miles of mountain bike trails. Yeah, and we're a small town. But my town is like the photo behind me. It's very mountainous, and there are trails that run behind people's houses. There's like a conjunction of a bunch of different trails. Um, Tanyard Creek is a place that is a conjunction of a bunch of different trails. So there's a company, an organization called Oz Trails, and it was formed by Sam Walton's grandsons, Tom and
Mhm.
Stuart Walton. Okay. So the Walton family, in all of its different foundations and enterprises, have made Northwest Arkansas just a beautiful, open place for everybody to live. It doesn't, you can come from Texas and get on our trails and we love you, all over the country and all over the world. So they've done so much. So the Walton brothers have created these different trails. There's a big mix in Bella Vista. There's Bentonville is just crazy. They created a whole park just around that, just around mountain trails. Um, Fayetteville's got their park system, so and all the other smaller towns. So it's a crazy, crazy business for mountain bikes. So we've got bicycle companies, we've got outfitters, we've got classes, we've got clubs. And so there's always something you can do. And mountain bike riding is, let me see if I can find those really quick.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's see, which one is this? Nope. Yep,
So there's lots of outdoor activities as well,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
assuming.
Okay. And in Bella Vista, where I live, we are in the woods. Okay. So that's like if I were to go door knocking, which is, I do have a farm here, but it's not a great big farm because I would have to have a golf cart to door knock.
Mm,
It
sure.
can take me 30 minutes to go down my street and back up, and it's a cul-de-sac with 15 houses, so it's a long walk
Sure.
between houses and up and down hills. So, we live in just a really cool place. And Bella Vista was founded as a retirement community back
Mm,
in the 60s. And so now the transitioning is from the people retiring in the 60s and 70s and 80s into their children and their children's children and people coming, in. So we have a really good mix of little small families, single people, up to my mom who's 96.
I
So
love that.
yeah, she's not one of the only ones either. She's not the youngest one there at Concordia Apartments. So
Listen,
yeah.
I love that. So
Hmm.
when we talk about Northwest Arkansas as a whole, tell us just a little bit what's going on with the real estate market there.
Well, the real estate market in Northwest Arkansas is good. We have, we're in a seller's market because typically, well, I know in Bella Vista we have 1.9 months of inventory.
Okay.
And in Bentonville, it's about 2.1. And then you kind of drop down to Fayetteville, and it's not as populous in Washington County where Fayetteville is, but theirs is a little bit higher. It's probably 3. And you can get anything from brand new construction to 115-year-old homes, that have already been renovated or need to be, and everything in between. I mean, we've got ultra modern mountain bike people homes being built in Bella Vista on different lots. We don't have any flat subdivisions in Bella Vista. We don't have
Okay.
anything flat. Bentonville, as it goes east, is well, it has developed a lot of subdivisions, north and south streets, east and west platted. Um, and then downtown Bentonville is just a conglomeration of, $1 million homes. So they've taken old homes and redone them and they're putting in new construction. So it's a real eclectic look and it's really neat.
I
Yeah.
love that.
hmm And so to say, like in my town, the median price of homes in Bella Vista is 359,000.
Okay.
And so in the last 12 months, that's gone up 6.4%.
Hmm.
And in the last 2 years, it's gone up 10.6. And in the last 36, it's gone up 25.6. So
Wow.
if you bought in 20 or 21, you did real good. That was me. So
Yes.
yeah, the houses have really gone up in
Well,
price.
that's so good. But we were talking about, okay, so people are coming to your area, for jobs, Walmart,
37 people a
manufacturing,
day.
all
Thir-
sorts of
yeah,
different companies, all sorts of different industries. But
correct.
let's talk about investors. So, are you seeing people coming from different states to come invest? What type of properties are for sale? Like, are people turning investment properties into midterm and short-term rentals, or
Yes.
do you need college housing? I don't know if you have any colleges in the area or
Oh, yeah. Well,
what.
U of A is in Fayetteville. And so there are a lot around the university. It's older neighborhoods. And so that is turning, and they're building condensed housing on old acreage. Okay. And
Okay.
so there are a lot of parents buying investment properties. So the kids have a house to go to and they get roommates. That's a lot of Fayetteville.
Okay.
Up here, there are 600 short-term rental licenses for Bella Vista.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. And there are about 100 that are available right now. So we have a lot of investors coming in and buying homes, the same in Bentonville. Yeah, the short-term rental business is huge. And it's also a huge factor in selling homes. We have a lot of investors that are just buying land because there's not so
Mm,
much left.
right.
And yeah, and then we have a huge commercial business too with at the Keller Williams office I'm in. So warehouses are highly sought after,
Oh.
multifamily residences. There aren't very many apartment complexes here. They've only been built in probably the last 5 years, eight
Oh, wow,
years.
that's surprising
Mhm.
actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It is. It's real interesting. And townhomes or kind of patio homes is what we called them in Texas, kind of zero lots. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those kind of homes are being built too. Not in Bella Vista and Bentonville, but to their, let's get my west, to the west. And so
Okay.
that's where we're spreading. That's where our suburban spreading is going out to
To
the
the
west.
west.
hmm
Well, what about people who are downsizing, for example, or what about
hmm
people who are wanting maybe because what I have found interviewing other agents that I know,
hmm
people are moving no matter where it is. People are moving to different cities because they have family and grandkids there, for example,
Yes.
because they want a second home or somewhere to just go, say if they like mountain biking, that would be a great
Right.
place. Or just downsizing from in town in general. Do you
Mm-hmm.
feel like there are enough? Because what I've seen and heard also is that people are looking for ranch homes, and there's
Mm-hmm.
some places that don't have quite as many ranch homes available. Are they building those type of communities? Like, tell me more about that.
They're not specifically building senior communities because that's what Bella Vista was. This
Mhm.
was a senior community. So I would say 40% of our population, I know 40% because I know the stats, are baby boomers and older. So we do have a lot of them that are, well, the baby boomers have paid off houses, so they're willing to invest. I mean, they've got lots of money to invest and, pay cash for a home if they're downsizing. The older people, it's usually, unfortunately, when one of the spouses, passes away, that they leave. And we have people in our office that are specialists in that and taking care of every aspect of, you know, getting that down. And then those homes go on the market and the younger middle age, so families are buying those and renovating them. So we don't have senior housing per se being built specifically, but that's what currently exists up here. And so we have mid-century modern homes that were built
Mm.
in the 60s. Yeah. And we have, I didn't mention this, but we have lakefront houses that are 1.4 million here in Bella Vista. So you can still buy a house for 200,000 and you can spend one 1,200,000 too. So what I didn't say
Right.
about Bella Vista is we have 7 lakes and we have 6 golf courses. And then we have 3 huge rec centers with pickleball, tennis courts, basketball, gyms, workout places, swimming pools for kids and adults. And, so in addition to our mountain biking. So this is just really, Bella Vista is it's a really sought after location to be.
Well,
Yeah.
a few things there. Number one, you have to have those lake houses for the rich Walmart executives. Duh.
Yeah.
Number two, mid-century modern homes. That's my one and only dream. No, let me tell you something. In Indiana, we have a small percentage of them, okay? Very hard. If one comes available, you better be ready. That is my ultimate dream, to have a real mid-century modern, like legitimate, where it's like, you know what I'm talking about. And
I
and to,
do. We've got some here. So come buy an investment property and own an Airbnb
hey,
and then
sounds
come
great.
visit.
Yeah. Well,
See, I'm
mid-century
really good at what
modern.
I do.
Of course you are. Mid-century moderns here go for a little more. Our average price point in Indianapolis is 250. It's very cheap as well. So,
Hmm.
yes, we have high price homes and all of
Right.
that. And when you mentioned um your area was meant to be a retirement community in the beginning, and now 40% of the population is you know aging or boomers, whatever you want to say.
Hmm.
The common theme I'm hearing, and this is something that we all need to care about, is that there's not enough of those homes for the people that are going to need them. So it doesn't matter what city you're in, because I've talked to everybody and they've said the same thing. So we're going to have to come up with solutions in the future of how are all these people transitioning from 2-story and 3-story homes
And the
to
ranch.
ranch homes, and there
Hmm.
aren't enough. So I think that's something we're going to have to think about in the future, but
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. And no,
No.
that's okay because that is a big part of Northwest Arkansas. Between all of the towns here, and there are probably 10 that, are significant towns, are all working together with one of the head of the U of A business school, and they're doing a planned development for Northwest Arkansas as far as infrastructure and first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers
Mm.
can't get in, when you've got $1 million houses or
Right.
So they are the ones that are going out to the suburbs and buying 1,300 square feet houses side by side by side by
Mm-hmm.
side. And so there is the opportunity. Our new home starts is humongous. I mean, that has increased our sales from over last year. But I think we
Well,
went up like 6% over last year, 4% sales over last year, and it was new construction.
well, at least your area is planning and
Yeah.
preparing. There are
Hmm.
areas that really probably need to catch up a little bit because I really
Hmm.
do feel like within the next 5, 10 years, it's going to be we're going to be scrambling to see where can we, put all the
Yeah.
people who do want to downsize.
Hmm.
So
And we
yeah.
also do have a lot of multi-generational
Mm,
housing here. And it's it's kind of sometimes it's by default, sometimes it's specifically planned that way. But
hmm
I'd say over half the homes in Bella Vista have basements and they're walkout basements. And so those are converted. Those also make great Airbnbs.
Yeah.
And so there are, families that are, coming. The grandparents go downstairs because
hmm
it's more level or street level. And then the kids, and their little babies come back. We also have on the cultural side, multi-generational living, and so that's another big thing. And it's
It's
really,
funny.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny you said that because in other countries, that's totally normal and it's really expected. And it's funny because
Hmm.
here we're kind of like, oh, we're trying to get away, away from our family when we graduate or whatever.
My parents
And
are going to come live with me.
yeah. And then, but like in other
Uh-huh.
countries, they plan homes like that. And I've seen some developments lately, even in our suburbs and areas where they call it, a mother-in-law suite and they have it off to
Yes.
the side or whatever, right?
Uh-huh. There's a particular builder that does that, and it's Lennar Homes. They did that in Houston,
Yes,
and
yes,
Lennar has just moved up here. It was I was like, this was 10 or 12 years ago. And I'm going,
yes.
that's the smartest thing. But a lot of people here are doing additions for a mother-in-law suite.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, because
Lennar,
we have
yes.
space to move out. Like my lot is 0.4 acres and my
Oh, okay.
house is
Almost a half
1,600
acre.
square feet.
Okay.
It's a whole
Well,
lot of
see,
mowing. Yeah.
ooh, listen,
I like mowing. I like mowing.
wait, are you just telling yourself that or are you serious?
No, I really do. I put my earbuds in and my dog follows me around with a ball, going, ball, ball. And I'm going, get out of here.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I
And I
love
started a
that.
garden this year. I know. It's just like,
Awesome.
I really want to not be old, but I really want to, do that. And I love the greenery and stuff. So, I listen to
It
a lot of
sounds like
audio books.
it sounds like you're so happy in your area, and I bet you're so glad you moved from Houston.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it sounds like a great place to live. It sounds like a really good place to
Mm.
invest. It sounds like there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. And when people move into the area, Um, one of the things we do, or I do in particular, is encourage them not to buy something right away.
Mm.
You can get rentals because Northwest Arkansas is so many different little towns and ecosystems. You're going to find the one that fits you the best. You know, maybe you want to be walk to the downtown square and do, the boutique shopping and, you know, excellent cuisine for excellent prices and things like that. So we've got all that. And so it's like I like to give tours. I like to get to know the people, know why they're coming, know usually it's either related to family or work, and then drill down and figure all that out. And so show them different options because it's like there's an option almost in every town. And so it gives them the opportunity if they rent for 3 to 6 months to find their niche, find where it is that they're going to fit in, and it makes the move a whole lot easier. So,
Oh, that's really good advice, especially for people considering coming there. So again, if you're watching this video, you're considering maybe a move to Arkansas, maybe you should visit. You can always talk with Denise, and if you want her contact information, I can connect you. But thank you so much. It's been so awesome.
Oh, Jennifer, I loved coming to Indianapolis last year and getting to meet in person and play in your town. And this is this is a big outdoor playground in Northwest Arkansas. We are the Ozarks. This is where the Ozarks are. And yeah,
Yeah.
everybody come. Everybody come.
Yes.
There are Airbnbs, two of them in my family. So
My only experience in Arkansas, I'll be honest, is Little Rock.
it,
My first job out of college
it,
was in Memphis, and so Little Rock is about
yeah.
maybe 2 hours, maybe a little
Uh-huh.
more. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a concert, Dave Matthews Band in Little Rock. That's the only time I've ever been to
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It was on the water, I remember.
Mm-hmm. On
That's
the
all I
river.
remember. Yep.
Uh-huh. I've got the
Um,
riverfront.
but it was really nice, and that's what I know so far. Anyway, so it's been so good to learn about your area, though. I've always wanted to go to the Ozarks, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll plan a trip sometime. Might as
Branson,
well.
Missouri is an hour from here. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
come on.
Oh, come
Maybe we'll have
on.
Elevate here after London.
Um, Come on, James, let's go. So, Denise, thank you so much. I really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
And again, if you want to connect with Denise, let me know. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.